people for their amazing work. There we go. Over to you.
Alright, thank you very much, Piner. Welcome everyone once again to Speed Stuff for Charity. And we are going to go ahead and get started on Strider. This is a game released in 2014. My name is TheGuesst. I will be your guide. We're going to go ahead with new game here, and we're going to go with easy. The easy difficulty reduces some bosses' health to make some very difficult strats possible in this run, so that's why we choose it. Harder difficulties just get bosses more health. It's unnecessary. And we're going to go ahead and start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. So, what we're going to do right now is just slide and mash our Cypher, which is our primary attack, going to the right here. And you can actually mash this up to 30 times per second as fast as you can tap the button. Possibly even faster depending on your frame rate, but this is technically a 60 FPS game, but there's a stipulation to that. Running it at 59.97 FPS to get one particular trick called Dragon Dance, which I'll be explaining a little bit later. So we're going to go to the left here to get our first upgrade in the game. This is a Metroidvania style game, unlike the previous Strider titles, which are arcade and NES style games, respectively. First power-up is the charge slide. It allows you to get through these grates. That's pretty much it. It also knocks enemies back, which your Cypher does a better job of that, and you can just like get bonked on enemies. You don't want to have that to happen. So we're just going to keep going right. Jump over these. Top left bar of the screen is going to be the charge meter. It's like has a really odd name to it, like ironically. So I'm just going to call it the charge meter. When it fills up, you'll have enemies glow red, and you'll do double damage, and your sword will be longer. So that's what we want to get. Oh, just got it. That'll allow us to do that, so we don't have to climb up all this terrain next to the door, saving a couple of seconds. Strider has a sickle that you can climb on ceilings and walls with, and you can pretty much go anywhere you want to in this game. Ninjas can just do that. These little capsules refill your health. We won't need them that much, but they're there just in case. Gonna jump through that. And next, we are gonna have to get a charge Cypher in order to get through some of these doors. And we're just gonna go all the way over here to do. We've been encountering our first mini-boss right here, Vichals. And he likes to teleport and spin his little baton there. But we're going to go ahead and... Oh my god, I got some bad RNG. Try to mash our way through him. My arm is not cooperating tonight. So yeah, that was pretty bad mashing and just like bad movement in general. So forgive me for that. I should be able to get Dragon Dance though. Need to warm up a little bit with a few more button. But now we got Charge Cypher. That's going to allow us to do a couple more tricks. Charge Boosting and Charge Boosting +1. Charge Boosts just push us forward a little bit in midair. Charge Boosts +1s allow us to hover in the air for a brief second, a la Dust Force or Yoshi's Island. And Charge Boost +1's a completely unintended strategy developers did not anticipate, so we'll be explaining that to its greatest potential later on. But right now, we get a cutscene. So this is about a minute break. I'm gonna stretch, get ready, fight Dragon. Dragon's name is Ouroboros, which is also the name that Strider calls his option A. That's what it is in this game. Kind of hard to get your head around that, but yeah. So now we're going to just go up through this electricity here. And hopefully we get good RNG. It's somewhat random what kind of pattern the dragon gives you. And we got bad RNG, and we're going to die if we vault too much, so we're going to wait on this one. And we're going to slash a dragon. And here comes Dragon Dance. I have to use my keyboard for this, and I'm going to go ahead and mash left and right furiously. So, it was a little bit bad at the end, but we should be able to make this still. Need to keep mashing. Barely made that. I can do much faster if I were practiced, but that's about 20 seconds of constant maintained button mashing of the slide, cipher, and left and right in order to like let the wind not push you back as far there. So doing that saves roughly a minute. It's PC and 30 FPS consoles only. Fun fact, this game came out on Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The modern consoles are the hardest to speedrun this game on. PC has easy tricks because of keyboard, and 30 FPS consoles actually have a decent time. I actually started on 30 FPS consoles way back when, 4 years ago, so it's definitely something that I've grown accustomed to with PC over time, just like the whole easier tricks and whatnot. And we're going to go ahead and go to the left here because we need to get into the background to proceed with the rest of the game. And we're going to fight this guy. 3 charge slashes and he'll be stunned. And then we'll go ahead and dual mash. So I'm pressing buttons there at a rate about like 18 times per second. Right now we got power up skip. So this is power up skip. So we can go ahead and just press Y in the middle of a cutscene there after falling, holding down left. And we're going to go ahead and just like skip the power up sequence where he just like poses for the camera for a second and just walks to the left. Yeah, pressing buttons in this game quickly is a requirement if you want to go fast. So now we're going to keep going to the right here, going to get to the bottom of this metro area. I slide, and we're going to go ahead and do a train skip here. And there we go, got it first try. I've not missed that, and I haven't missed that for a while, so that's good. So that saves about 20 seconds of hitting a switch that would normally take a little while to just go out of your way for. That's good. Slide over here. Interrupt the cutscene by sliding to the left. And we can't actually move beyond that, but still optimization. Very nice. And we're going to go ahead and defeat this guy. And his respective brother. I don't know if they're related, but hey. Missed a slide right there, but still fine. Now we get to fight one of the 3 Pooh sisters from Strider lore. First up is Hey Pooh, if I'm correct. Yeah. We just mash at her face. And wasn't mashing fast enough. Always. And that's pretty much how the fight goes. Missed power up skip there, but it's still only cosmetic at that point. Like, you barely save any time at all from that one. Most important one is going to be on Third Sisters, which we'll fight later. But we go ahead and get... Excuse me. But we get Eagle. Eagle allows us to do an attack and allows us to get around to places, and it's required to beat the game. That switch. And we gotta go back to the right to that area that required Eagle for us to pass. Oh, waiting, I guess I can like entertain you folks with facts about this game, like the scan lines that are built into the game itself that you can't disable, even though there are technically like developer debug features to disable them. You just can't disable them during the speedrun. You can also remap controls, but outside of the game itself. Yeah, this game was made by Double Helix, which was a company that also helped do the Devil May Cry HD Collection port. And they got the opportunity to make this game, and they also made Killer Instinct back in around the same time. Pretty interesting. Both of them had Winrich, or no, not Winrich, Filthy Rich. Totally different people from the fighting game community helping out, so pretty cool. And that's bad. That means we're gonna have to go all the way back up there. Grab that. Yeah, Double Helix bought off a lot of people for an Amazon company back in 2015, so they aren't around, and this game's always been dirt cheap for the longest time on Steam and Humble Bundle sales, so if you get it, pick it up. It's really fun. I would definitely recommend it. And floors don't have to exist, by the way. We're just holding the dedicated let go button in order to get out of bounds right there. And yeah, slide into the corner, and you can do that only in that corner. The only corner in the game that allows you to do it's not programmed properly. It may sound like I'm trashing on the developers for the job they did with this game, but it's some of the most fun I've had playing a video. This is the speedrun I started with. A lot of the tech I just dug out with this game. It definitely inspired a lot of the work I did with like Strider NES, Superstar Saga, and many other video games I've done glitch hunting for. So I'm definitely thankful for that. And glad I get to show this off for this marathon. Charity is always a good cause. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and climb right up here. Hopefully get this in one jump. And we did! Hey, cool. And we're gonna hit a loading zone to get us back inbound and fight our second poop sister. That was good mashing. At the end it fell apart. Also missed that one, but now we got double jump, and we're gonna go ahead and use that to break the game here. So on keyboard, I'm gonna hold up left and do 2 charged boost +1s. That's gonna allow us to get back inbound like that. And yeah, they don't want us back here, and we're gonna go ahead and use that same floor that we dropped through in order to break the game further. Up, go down. Also, this climb method that I'm using right here is actually something I found just yesterday. We didn't know that you could actually like climb faster doing just that, but it's actually the fastest way to move. It's going to save like 15 seconds throughout the whole run. Well, not 15, that's an exaggeration. I'd say 7.5. On top of like everything else this game has to offer. World record's around 31 minutes, and it's by Napa, KFN Napa, on speedrun.com. AK RPG runner. Cool guy. But now we're out of bounds, we're going to the left. And we're going to try to grab geometry and use our mini-map in the top right corner in order to progress around everything here. See, I can't actually see where Strider is, especially in this upcoming area, so I have to use the mini-map. Let's do a quick let go. And re-grab. Oh, that's bad. I'm gonna go this way. Good. That's fine. And we're good. We're in the clear. So we got an item right here called Ice Kunai. That's gonna allow us to sequence break quite a bit in this game. This is an item you get an hour in. And we're in the door. You have to make a very specific set of movements in order to get past that door. Otherwise, you just end up back inbounds in the opposite direction that you want to. But now we have Ice Kunai, and we can open up some doors, and we can use it to freeze enemies in place, a la Metroid. And we can actually clip out using some geometry techniques. We'll see a little bit of that later. Now we're going to go back under here and clear out the Ministry of Propaganda area. Going to climb to the right. And hold right. Nothing else to this but holding right in this segment. Anything else interesting about this game? Well, the 100% there we have about 5 different categories for it. There's the 8% category, which is around 35 minutes, which I'm running right here for you folks. There's the inbounds category, which is an hour and 15 minutes and uses none of these glitches with the out of bounds, but can use other glitches and has a couple other fun sequence breaks to it. There's all bosses, which goes in wants to defeat all the bosses in any order possible. And then there's 100% with the similar goal, but with all items. The way items work out in this game is there's about 211, and you're getting one every 30 seconds. bridge. By the way, this is door swag. You're supposed to go to the the right area, but you just press left if you're jumping into the doorway, and you just backwards. Door swag. Yeah, we're gonna keep going to the right here. And yeah, 100% is definitely one of my favorite categories and one I do hold a record in, have for a while. Something I'd love to bring to a GDQ someday. Definitely is worth seeing. This game has unlockable costumes, concept art, all sorts of stuff that you can get. Oh, that's good. We didn't get a sniper. Climb up here and go to the right off this wall because we're supposed to hit the switch, but we don't have to. That was a little late. And we're gonna hit this switch to open up this door and go to the left. This is an area we're meant to backtrack to, but we get to go to it right now because we have the Ice Kunai power. So now we're on our way to Sisters 3. And the Sisters 3 is currently not loaded because the game is not expecting us to be in this area. So if we go up there, nothing's going to happen. But if we save and quit, we'll be able to see what happens here. Load just fine. Spoilers. And there we go. And the best way to fight Sisters 3 is to mash, which is what I'll be doing shortly. So... the voice can get inverted if you mash too quickly fighting them, which is pretty funny. Up. So you reduce the boss's health to 1/3, and in certain situations it's actually not going to be beneficial. So that's interesting. Knocked it right out of option A. And we have the power-up skip that mattered. And missed it. RIP. This would have saved roughly 2 seconds because we'd be able to get a cutscene on top of this cutscene. This one right here. Hey, at least we got to show it off, eh, right? So we're gonna go back to the area we just came from. And we're gonna keep going. Sometimes when you're charge boosting and using charge boost +1s, if you like hit certain slopes or flip up in a certain way, you're gonna lose all the momentum that you would normally gain. So we want to make sure we take a look at like how Strider's moving, if he's moving forward or back from his +1s. And if he's moving backwards, then we want to stop doing them and reset our momentum at some point. Just a little tidbit to keep in mind. New movement's putting in work. We have another mini-boss coming up right here. This is probably the easiest one we'll have to deal with. The napalm troopers are simple. And we just hit them like that. Mash. And they're done. No door swag there. That was the last chance to get it. I chose to side. Actually, we have one more chance. I lied. Another cutscene we can skip by just pressing start. And we're going to go all the way to the right and begin our climb on perimeter wall. Now this is something that was discovered in like the first day of the game, like by anyone that was playing it. You just like climb around perimeter walls, so they issued a patch for it, which you can't climb on certain geometry anymore, but we can just get around that just fine. They didn't really like do patch. So these Molotov little hovering robots here are a problem. They cause a massive amount of damage. You're not meant to be at this area this early in the game. So, like, if you get hit, you're probably going to get hit by another couple of things. There's no invincibility frames in the game. So, you can easily, like, die from these guys. But we got around that just fine, and we're going to go ahead and take our plunge of faith. Hopefully get it. Nope, we got shot. We're going to try again. So we didn't get that either. We get to not duck past these platforms and get to, like, drop down to this point exactly. We get that right, but we didn't. Anyway, meet our robot friend here. He's a very helpful robot, and we're going to use him and Ice Kunai in tandem to freeze our way into a teleport power-up. Again, this teleport power-up is something we get late in the game, much like the rest of the stuff. One more. Slide, throw the kunai up, and we'll be pushed right through the door and get the power up. Now we can teleport, and that allows us to move really fast. We're going to grab this energy upgrade, which is going to be required to beat the game. Some capacity. Teleport around here, and go to that hawk perch we had before. Now we get introduced to Tower. It's the primary hub of the game, essentially. You're supposed to unlock these 3 gates to defeat all 3 Gravitrons in order to enter Mio's Tower and break down Grandmaster Mio and beat the game, and that's Supply Strider. But we only have to defeat 1. That one is on Balrog, the fortress. We're gonna go right there. After grabbing a couple more power-ups. And got door swag. Nick. Gonna destroy this guy because those machine guns can really tear up your health quick. And we're gonna mash left and right on top of this wall at supersonic speeds. And here we go. We're out of bounds. That's seriously like one of the earliest out of bounds discovered. You just like mash left and right. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's how it works. And we're going to go ahead and open that switch early. And get the magnetic kunai power up. Which is going to allow us to do a couple of things. Because we have both magnetic kunai and magnetic cipher, we get to go and stun lock enemies with our new teleport powers. So like it does damage and it stun locks. It's ridiculously overpowered. And we also get an upstrike that goes off screen and homes in on enemy. Kind of ridiculous. We're supposed to like defeat a enemy in a dungeon named Zhurong. But we don't have to do that. We can just like break our way through everything. As is the way in good Metroidvania speedruns. Now we board Balrog. Not the boxer, the airship. Thanks, Capcom. That is essentially partial auto-scroller. We're just trying to trigger certain movements of the ship at certain times, and we can't really speed up too much because there's wind. By the way, that was a mid-trooper, and I'll just go. No idea why the enemy is just like half in geometry, but it just is. Anyway, we're gonna go up here. If you die on this thing, you'll just get respawned on it, which is fine. Oh, I got hit by Molotovs. As you can see, that took off a lot of health. We have no health upgrades throughout this like whole breeze through the game, so getting hit can be devastating. So you gotta be careful. Anyway, this is another out of bounds with not supersonic mashing, just like rhythmic mashing left and right. We're trying to get it so like we're on top of certain subpixels. It's really weird how it works. Basically, like we're on top of the geometry, but we're not. we're clipped into something, and that allows us to like make the game think, oh, we're supposed to pull in on the ledge here. That'll bring us out of bounds. Again, that was discovered really early in the game, before my time even. So we're gonna go to the right here and trigger some loading zone. And one is in the top left here. Have to grab this. Go. Pull in right here. The option A, by the way, shoots projectiles and allows us to pull up a shield, so that's also helpful. Their teleport, and we're gonna for these. That's bad because we now take damage, tons of damage. Puts on that little indicator there, and it wasn't like so. So I'm trying to line my foot up right here. It's a little bit off. Didn't get it. This is a pixel perfect trick. There we go. That was also discovered early in the game's life cycle, but nobody really like figured out how to utilize it until later. And it allows us to like get out of bounds. The game is just like a culmination of 4 years of work from so many good people. I'll give shout outs after this run. We're gonna do like an anniversary race for it in like when the game first came out and we started running it. It'll be a fun time. Anyway, this is Solo 2. Don't mind Solo 1. We never actually fought him. We skipped him. But he's gonna throw out some hexagons, and we're gonna go ahead and mash our face against him. That was good mashing. Okay, that was really good. Whew! So you just kind of position yourself so that the Cypher hits you and his little shield burst does not. And you're just able to mash your whole way through the fight. Going through, like, Charger Booster Rage and just dealing a massive ton of damage. And that also defeats the third Gravitron, which was on said ship. There's a cutscene skip that you can do in any other category, and I mean literally any other category, where you just like don't have to see this cutscene, but you'd have to see it in any percent, which is unfortunate. So now we get to enter Mio's tower. So this tower tends to give newer players some problems, but really the key to it is just to go fast and not slow down. It's really that easy. Otherwise you'll get dive kicked by these Vityaz troopers, and you don't want that to happen. Also, we'll utilize teleport to go through these hexagon enemies. They can also throw these kunais like we have. Trying to focus here so I don't like mess up. Did you get hit? Nope, didn't get hit. Nice. Better. And now we have to go down here into another gravity section. Fun fact, you actually clip out of bounds there. Jack found that accidental. Shout out to Jack. Give more shoutouts in a minute. And we'll use that, and that counts as a charge cipher off screen. That normally we'd have to defeat these enemies in order to proceed. We don't have to. This game just lets you skip so much, and it's so great. That enemy I just killed right there spews a purple laser, and that can touch of death you. Like, you get hit by that, and you could just die instantly. So we don't want that to happen, so we go ahead and kill him. For marathon safety. There's part of that laser right now. And now we go ahead and start on elevator. Enemies are all preset. And all we have to do is defeat them for the proceed. That's great. Like I said, we can just stun lock enemies. And that means we stun lock spider tanks, which deal massive amount of damage if left unchecked. Now we have some purple hexagon spewing things to deal with, as well as eagle to fire off here and there. And we don't want to die, so we're going to activate you. Decent mashing, not the best in the world. I really need to practice and get good at mashing again. I haven't had a chance to practice this game since life in college and whatnot. But I'm pretty good at it. I don't really need to de-rust too often because I've been playing it just for years on end. This is definitely my go-to main game. I love it a lot. And this is Grandmaster Mayonnaise. I mean Grandmaster Mio. And he teleports around. We don't want to deal with that, so we're going to mash really, really hard and hope he dies. Big ball. And lightning. His mainstay attacks, really. Oh, that was death. Okay, yeah, I teleported early because I got the order of operations wrong there. I was trying to go ahead and activate orbs, then teleport, and I did that backwards. Orbs absorb that. I would have not died. Oh, we'll go ahead and try that again. This time with gusto. Yeah, he just fires balls. That's his gimmick. That was a decent fight. Could have been better. He dies pretty quick. But now we have to fight the true form. Mio Prime. Not Metroid Prime. Mio Prime. Nintendo is not gonna sue. I swear. Slams his head down 3 times, then you go ahead and give it what for. And we're gonna try to get quick cycle here. Probably not get it. Eh. There's a way to like skip this phase, but it's really, really hard. Lightning is something you don't want to see. We want to avoid that. It can insta-kill you. Also something we don't want to see. And yeah, time is coming up. This is the final phase of the fight, and you literally just stand here and hope you don't get double KO'd. It's time. Alright, so that is the any percent category for Strider 2014. It's a really fun run to just like hammer out. And 32:57 is an okay time. I used to get down to the 31s when I was grinding this game out a lot more, but it's definitely a good time. In-game time in this game doesn't count loads, and it's variable depending on your PC, so it's kind of worthless. But yeah, I'm gonna give shout-outs to the Strider community real quick. Nappa, other folks. They're on the leaderboard here. Nappa, Sai, Hellstorm. Not the other guy on Twitch. Okay. The rest of the leaderboards are hacked. Don't even pay attention to them. And yeah, thank you for enjoying the run for Strider. Need stuff for charity. Be sure to donate if you can to St. Jude. Definitely a wonderful cause. And yeah, coming up next is Hitman Contacts. Should be a fun run. Thanks for having me, folks.